What is going on, social media family? Skylar Romero here with another video from Skylar Romero's Hustle to Freedom. So I really want to lock in with this channel and the direction in which it's going. But I feel in order to do that, I need to give a little backstory on myself, who I am, where I come from, the goals and missions in mind, and why I'm still pursuing the path that I'm pursuing that most would look at like you're a crazy person. So let's get into it. So a lot of people see me, they see me working, they see me training, they see the hand wraps, they see the gloves, just hard work and dedication is what you see. But what nobody sees is that 14-year-old kid who is homeless. No mom, no dad, no safety net, just me in those streets. As far back as I can remember, our family struggled with things, homelessness. It wasn't the best situation, but we made light of it. I grew up in a single family home, and my mom, throughout the entirety of my childhood, was on drugs. Unfortunately, that was the situation, but nonetheless, she loved us. She did her best to take care of us, but the best decisions weren't being made all the time, especially in the best interest of us kids. I do have a father in Mexico and some brothers and sisters out there, aunts and uncles and all of that, a bunch of relatives out there, but we never really kept contact over the years, so that's just what it is. It's life. Things were so bad that, as I said before, we really went through that homelessness, and it was hard, not knowing where the next meal was coming from, not knowing where we were going to sleep at. And I know that had to be a big heartache and stress for my mother. Like I said, she did try her hardest. Just mistakes were made at times. But, we tried. At a young age, I did some things that most people wouldn't do. I quit going to school just to go to work and make some money for the family. So I was still in elementary school, quit going to school for a little while. My mom told the school I was being homeschooled, and I was just out there picking peanuts, blueberries, strawberries, watermelons, anything really that would just come into season that could be picked. We were out there picking, getting some money. And I would send the money back home to my mom to help out, which, most people look at me like, hey man, you had 2 older brothers and an older sister, where were they? And my thoughts exactly. So my brothers and sisters always just in and out of jail. Fast forward a couple years, we're more stable in life. My mom has us more stable, and we traveled back and forth between Florida and North Carolina for a few years off and on, and doing that kind of just set us back further and further, and each time we left with less and less and less until we all pretty much had nothing. Now, the last place we moved to was Dade City, Florida. Okay. Crazy place. Great place, but crazy place. It's a love and hate situation. Great things happen there, bad things happen there, but I mean, hey, that's going to be anywhere you go, right? Moving to that place though, I really feel like I had my once in a lifetime sort of meant to be moment out there in Dade City. So I met a lot of people out there in Dade City, and a friend of mine was supposed to be coming home from prison, and he came home with a pair of boxing gloves, and I told him, I want those gloves, let me buy them off of you. And he told me I had to box him for it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty scared. Some guy just coming home from prison for a couple years. So I was a little worried. I was younger, so anyway, it went well. I got the gloves from him. It was a pretty good time, and I'm walking home, and on the way of walking home, I see a few other friends, and we have a little bit of a sparring match, and it's getting late. Excuse me, sorry. It's getting late, and I'm on my way home, and I pass this woman's house. I've never met her a day in my life, and she yells out to me. She says, hey, are you with the Dade City Boxing Club? And I told her no. And that's when we kind of, introduce ourselves to each other and get to know each other. That's when it happens. So she tells me, her name's Tammy. She tells me that, and by the way, Tammy, if you ever see this, I can't remember your last name, and I want to catch up with you so bad. So if you ever see this, please shout out to me, Tammy. I love you. I hope you're doing good. I hope all things are well with you and the family. Please, if you see this, reach out to me. Back to what I was saying, though. When we introduced ourselves, she told me that she was from North Carolina as well, and she was only like a town or two over from where I grew up. And she had actually moved to Dade City a year or two prior to me moving there. And she asked me if I was with the Dade City Boxing Club, and I told her no. She gave me some guy's name and a number, and she told me to call him and go check in with him. So I get home, I call him up, I tell him I want to stop by if that's okay. He says yes. Set everything up, go to sleep, and we get ready for the next day. Being in that gym really changed my life. Saved me a lot of times too. You know, fighting has always been a passion of mine. It's always been something I wanted to do since I was a kid, something I felt I was meant for, a calling I had of sorts and of other things. And it's just something that no matter what, I wanna pursue relentlessly and selfishly. That's the one thing I'll be selfish about in this life is hopefully pursuing a fight career in the pros. That would be amazing. That's the dream. So, you know, doing all the things I did and have done are leading up to this. You know, I'm working to get back to the gym and get established and get to fighting. And I did, you know, I got into the gym and I was fighting all over Florida, had a bunch of fights, had wins, had losses. I don't have too many videos of anything. I might have 4 or 5 videos of my fights, but that's really it. A lot of the beginning things really weren't recorded. So, you know, I had those fights, everything is going well. And as I said, you know, that gym really saved me. It really gave me peace and calmness. It gave me structure when life gave me chaos. And during this time, my mom goes to prison. This is probably the most stable we've been in my life to this point, which was really just, it really sucked for the path that I was trying to take with the fight game. You know, I ended up homeless. My siblings ended up homeless and going their own way and going in the streets and going down the wrong road. And I followed down a little bit as well, but I started to correct myself because I want to do the right thing. I want to live right and leave a good legacy, you know what I mean? And again, as I said, fighting has always been the goal for me, the dream and the passion, you know, so anything to pursue that. So anyway, I'm fighting all over Florida. I'm doing what I can to pursue goals, pursue dreams, you know, but life kicks in. You can't control unforeseeable circumstances. You know, like I said, I ended up homeless for a good amount of time. So that took me out the gym. So, you know, now I'm working, I'm roofing with a friend of mine who helped me out with the job. And I get myself on track. I'm getting myself established. So I get back to the gym, starting to fight again. But, you know, life hits me with the biggest blessing of all. So around this time, I'm in my early 20s, turning just 20 in fact. And then this little one came along. We was in the car rider line right now, picking her up from school. And that's my baby. Life kept it real with me. Gave me a super good blessing and the greatest blessing I could have ever wished for. But, you know, having a child that did take me out of the gym, again, you know, it postponed things, it shifted things, shifted priorities, you know, as it should. Now, up until I had my daughter, fighting, boxing, that was the love, that was the passion, that was the hobby and everything, you know, that was my dream, you know, but then, you know, before she came along and, you know, my mom went to prison and I ended up in the streets, things postpone things. Life does not care, you know. But when I was, you know, homeless and bouncing around, boxing became more than just boxing, you know. I was good and I was getting a little recognition. You okay? I'm getting a little recognition. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that is cute too. But where was I going? Oh yeah, so boxing wasn't just about boxing at that point. You know, I seen it as a ticket. You know, boxing was survival for me at that point. I really seen it as a way out, a way to escape, and a way to come out on top. But you know, life changes, things come along. You have a kid, priorities change. But you know, I had some hardships with her mother, and we weren't seeing eye to eye. And I lost a good deal of time with my daughter. And you know, that really changed me. That really rewired my brain, really flipped something in me. You know, like I really told myself I'm not going to sacrifice my time anymore for a paycheck, chasing a paycheck, and sacrifice time with her for, which I know to a lot of you is going to sound just dumb and crazy, but I'm not going to sacrifice all that time for money and a check. You know, money's going to come. There's going to be plenty of jobs, plenty of opportunities. We only get one life. I only get one of these awesome kids like this. I mean, I can make some more, but this one's awesome right here. So, you know, that definitely shifted things, and it's changing the way I move and I operate now. You know, now it's no longer about just myself and fighting and doing just for me. Now it's about this one. Now it's about what I can create and leave behind to her, the legacy I can create and cement, with the wealth that I can pass on to her and to my grandkids. You know, now that's the new goals, the new missions, you know. So, you know, right now we're probably going to get home, either A, get on the game and stream for a few hours, or B, go run and work out and exercise and then get on the game. It might be both, you know, but that's the goal. I want to stay in good health, pass on that message of staying healthy, staying fit, you know, putting family first, putting family above everything, putting God above everything, putting God first, and really escaping the 9 to 5, escaping the rat race. We want to continue fighting. Hopefully we can go pro with that. I've been selling stuff on eBay. I've been making some pretty good sales on eBay. A lot of you have been asking about that, so you know, just keep following on that journey. The sales have dropped. I haven't made a sale in a few days, a little while, so I got to get back on the ball with that. And I'm also streaming some games. Me and my daughter, we love playing some Fortnite together and playing some other stuff. So we're going to stream and hopefully get monetized on these different channels through YouTube, through TikTok, through Twitch, through Facebook, and that's the goal anyway. That's the hopes. And so for this channel, you know, for the hopes for everything, it's obviously real. It's obviously raw. There's not a lot of editing or cuts or stuff that go into things. I try to do the script this out, but I'm not good with scripting, and I'd rather not read something. I'd rather it be something real and from the heart. So that's what it's going to be. And within this channel, I'm going to continue the fight journey. I'm going to continue selling on eBay. I'm going to continue. I've been trying to dabble in real estate, wholesaling real estate, but that's something I'm trying to get into. And you know, taking over small businesses like a laundromat and a car wash. These are like the close goals, near future goals that I really have, and things that I really believe that could help myself and others like myself escape the 9 to 5 in that rat race. I'm also doing personal trainer courses right now to become a certified personal trainer, and I will be through that soon. So I will be doing courses, drawing up courses for anybody who might be interested in some personal training. So definitely keep up with the journey on that. So that pretty much sums it up. You know, that's my goals for this channel. You know, to build a great community, tight-knitted community, people who really care for each other, love and respect one another. And, you know, no one with ulterior motives. I don't want anyone to come in here or just with evil intent, ill intent. I just want to be surrounded by like-minded and compassionate and kind-hearted people that really want to see one another achieve the highest levels in life that they can, and all of the goals and dreams that they can. And I want to share what I learned with y'all here. I want to share anybody who's wanting to get into fighting and learn fighting as a beginner at any age and for any reason, you know, for self-defense, just to get into shape. I will be doing courses. I will have workouts drawn up, nutrition plans drawn up, and I hope y'all would tune into that and see if that's something up your alley that you might like. I'm also going to be selling on eBay and dropping what tips and knowledge I have about eBay selling. So again, if that's up your alley, you reach out to me and we'll see what we can get going and if we can even work together on some of these matters. I'm going to continue studying real estate and hopefully get a real estate license soon, and hopefully maybe be able to dabble in a bit of that. From there, but actually before the real estate, I'm going to be looking more into acquiring a car wash and a laundromat through creative financing, where you can take over a business and the previous business owner can pretty much then turn into your bank, so you don't have to go through the bank for credit loans, or maybe if you don't even have credit, which would be my situation. So I want to go through in-depth and detailed studies on that and drop whatever knowledge I learned here on that as well. And then I've been streaming some video games. My daughter loves video games. I've loved video games since I was a kid. So I said, hey, why not? Let's stream this and see if we can turn this into something. So I'm trying to do every hustle and everything under the sun that I can think of right now to be financially free and independent, so I can really take the time and live with this one to the fullest, to the freest, have the best of times. Love you.
Love you too.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, man. That's what we're here for. So, I'm not a dad chasing a check, chasing a dollar. I'm a man chasing a legacy, trying to create a legacy, trying to build a legacy, trying to build wealth through discipline, through just doing the right thing, through mentorship, through discipline, through consistency, hard work. So if you're ready for more, if you're ready to build, comment legacy below. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, and join me in this little pump on the journey of everything of what's to come. You gonna punch me? Y'all have a good one, social media family. And next time, join us on some live runs that'll be going on later today, and some live gaming going on. See y'all next time.